guys, we're coming to you today with some videos that we're going to offer out there. Hopefully it hits home with some of you and is relevant right now. I'm Heidi and I'm Amber and we're journeying now, and I think we're going to get the ball rolling, and we're going to talk about a subject that is coming up for me as lacking in some information on my part as I've been going through my own personal journey. I've really been wondering, what is synchronicity? And even though there are multiple sources of information on this subject, I felt like I could add to that for anyone that's resonating with this right now. Maybe the information that I'm going to relay is going to be easier for you to understand, or give you more insight into this occurrence or wonderful phenomena, which is what I would like to say I think of it as. It can be confusing to lots of people. What is synchronicity? What does it look like? What does it mean? And so as we journey on forward into our own ascensions on this planet, this is where we get repeat numbers, angel numbers, and different types of occurrences that show up in our day-to-day lives. And so I thought that we would sit today and we would do a channeling, and then if any light language would like to come through on this subject as well, we more than welcome that. So let's get the ball rolling. So throughout while she does her thing and she does the channeling, if you notice my arms and my hands moving around, that's all I'm doing, is working with the energies, and I'm bringing in the activations for the light language. At the end, whatever's going to come through, I'll do the verbal form, I guess, or a translation of that language that you can listen to. So everybody, let's take a deep breath and we'll see what they have to say to us. So right now I am activating my heart chakra, and I am expanding that so that the information coming forward is of purity and the highest value to us all here. And I'm just pushing that chakra outwards and making it quite large. So what they are immediately stepping in with is these occurrences, as we observe them on a daily basis, really have to do with dimensional frequencies and the basic foundations of the quantum structure. So they want us to know that it can look like many things, and when these things start to become an attention point in your day-to-day focus, to really celebrate these gifts as we get them and receive them, and really acknowledge what you are perceiving, because they say this really is like stepping up a step, stepping up a step. And although these things are present always and occurring all around us, it literally is a matter of a person's individual vibrations that exist within them and where they are, in order to become consciously aware of them. And so they're saying, if we want to start at a place that is easy to speak of and receive the proper information without getting too complicated, because it really does get quite complicated. And again, every time they tell me that something is complicated, they throw in the opposite spectrum of that, and of course the yin and the yang and the polar oppositions that occur. There's always one and the other. And so they say, well, it may seem extremely complicated, there is also a point where it is extremely simple, and they belong and coexist simultaneously. So they just want us to know right now that when we become aware of these things, it is simply a matter of our own ascension process, and that we are achieving this. And you can take it as they like to reference the school system and teaching with me quite often, simply because they refer to me as I have lots of master guides, and they tell me that we have a commonality there, as well as master of teaching. And so I think in essence that's really what these videos are about. So it's like when you go to school and you get that sticker on your paper, or you get that A+, or you get that check mark. And to really view them when they're popping up in that fashion. So the way that it works, again without getting into the whole quantum structure, is as our vibration raises and we start to become aware, it might look like we are first aware of an angel number or a repeat number or pattern or sequence. And we might, for example, be going around and we are noticing license plates and phone numbers and total amounts on our bills, etc. And we'll get to a point where we actually recognize the correlation and see that number or pattern reoccurring. In those moments, those are the moments when you are actually stepping outside of the linear timeline, and you are able to bring in multidimensional information. These are often times when we become connected individually to our own information outlets as they're coming in from our guides and our angels. And it's really a good platform for people in the beginning processes to use and to have fun with. And they want to say that once we become aware, the ascension process speeds up. And the more that we become aware of them present in our lives, the more the ascension process begins to go faster and faster and faster. And then we become consciously aware of patterns existing in a larger scale. And we start to be able to connect the dots. But this is where it will get complicated. And so for the purposes of this session, we really want to stay with the basics, what's easy to understand and easy to work with. So they're saying that once you move from the number patterns into that level of dimensional awareness, you might start to notice little things. One trigger point for me had really been when I would be speaking and something would be on the television that my children were watching, or somebody else would say something and it would be simultaneous to the time that that word came from my mouth from theirs. So that's another example of a really good synchronicity that you can start to pay attention to and play with. And as we go along, what we really start to be completely aware of, and this is when our consciousness really starts to expand, is when we start to see them appearing everywhere, and we start to get the basic understanding of how we create our own realities. And they really play hand in hand. So once we get to a state where those synchronicities become a commonality and they make up a larger part of our day, that is really what ascension looks like. And that can make people feel uncomfortable, or you can start to feel a little uncertain if, you know, for lack of a better term, if you're actually sane or not. because it starts to become a jumbled perspective where the 3D dimension is literally breaking away for you. And this can show up in many different forms in your life, and not to get too caught up in finding the meaning. What does this number represent? What does this number mean? And what people will get stuck on the angel numbers, thinking that it's a message. It is a message, but they'll think that it is a message like, this is a frequent one that we get. Okay, so I saw the number 777, and I went into a store and I saw a lottery scratch ticket with 777, and then my total bill had the number 777 in it, and they'll get so excited that they think, oh, I won the lottery or whatever. They have associated a plan for those numbers and have taken them as a direct link to a certain aspect, when in reality it is literally just a messaging coming in. You do have to take the time to understand what the number means, but don't play too much into that as a map for where you're going on the 3D plane, because these gifts are actually guidance and direction, messaging, and a path line outside of the 3D realm. So as soon as we attach a 3D expectation to those things, then they can't be the complete spectrum of what they are. So just follow them without expectation. And so for this video, I feel like that is enough for now. I will be putting out more videos where we touch into the layers of the dimensional structure and how that looks on a quantum scale, and how that really plays into the mirror effect of how we create our own realities. And they are really interconnected here when we deal with this topic, because the topic of synchronicity is so large. And that's why you will find tons of information, but it's very scattered. It's just such a large topic. So take the time to resonate with the information regarding synchronicity that's appropriate for you right here, right now. And again, I do bring this up often in our videos. Everything is about the now. Hence, we are called Journey Now. Really move forward every day in the now. That is the best path to clarity. That is the best path to your higher purpose and your higher soul's blueprint upon coming in here. There's no way to get to those places if we don't present and take action and move forward from the place of now. I think they're saying to me that that is sufficient for the information, unless I was going to start getting into the complicated aspects of it. That is good for now. What I'm getting to is definitely in our links below or in our comments. I mean, both of us are the same. Technology isn't quite our thing. But, so I probably said that wrong, and I've told you to go to the wrong place. I'm sure you know better than me where to put comments, etc. They're suggesting that if you have specific questions yourself that you would like to know the answers to about synchronicity, do write those in, because again, the topic is so large that they can best serve this topic by individualizing the specific questions on synchronicity. So feel free to put those below. I don't know if Amber has anything that she'd like to put in. First of all, if everyone can just make the intention to allow to receive this activation, kind of put yourself in the heart space, find your center, I guess I should say, and we're going to do a light language transmission to help to open up the eye nadis, which are going to help our physical eyes to see interdimensionally, which is going to, of course, help you to recognize those synchronicities even better. If you're not yet, it's going to help to open you up to beginning to notice those little things around you. So bear with me for a minute. Hiahiwarahi shikiti tara aru uku hari shiaria huari ka Yahara ari ki tiawari shiahariwari ki yishahari shi bri kahara bri kara ukahare tiki itaroa ti ashia karikata abri ikara abri nawanta ishikata ari oahara ata shiahara kahawahara iti ana awahati shi ti briiki hari shikita hara briika hara yasha ta. Thank you for listening. We say thank you. Namaste. We send love and light. Bless you all. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and ask those questions, people. Ask those questions. That's the only way we find out the answers, right? Till next time. Love you all. Bye.